Touched by the Light Publishing. Have the courage to live your life in the light. Touched by the Light Publishing is committed to finding solutions for some of the serious problems that exist all around us. We get a daily dose of the social and economic challenges in our society through the media and by listening to the stories of our neighbors and friends. This is not a time for fear or despair. We must take up arms to make our society a place where people can live in dignity. Courage must be our light through the darkness. Our publishing company exists to change the way you think, to see life through the lens of bravery. Touched by the Light publishes books that inform and enlighten. Our books were founded as a result of a 12-year study on violence against women. Out of that study, we learned that this problem truly affects each and every one of us. Many of the problems in our society are a direct result of the crises that affect women, including crime, unplanned pregnancy, abuse, dependency, poverty, illiteracy, and depression. These issues can have a devastating and lifelong impact not only on the women, but on their families and their children. Despite what cynics may tell us, there is something each and every one of us can do.
Before we begin, we're going to take a few moments to collect ourselves and to relax before we engage into our discussion. What we need to do is to focus now on bringing positive energy into our lives and into the world. The energy that we project every day is the same energy that we get back. We have all seen those people that can walk into a room and they glow. People want to be around them. People feel better being in their presence. That's the energy that we need to create. And once we learn how to do this, our lives will be filled with greatness. We will attract that positive energy. And how we can do this is by changing our outlook, meeting every day with gratitude, thankfulness, optimism, and once you do this, you will see a change in yourself. I want you to take a moment and close your eyes. Think about everything positive in your life: family, friends, a career, your faith. All of this is how you start your day. Every morning when you wake up, I want you to think about what is positive in your life. I want you to list 10 reasons why your life is amazing. You will see the change. You will be changed. You will begin to attract life's blessings. Lead with gratitude. Be thankful and think positive. To continue, this is Minister Gloria Lee of the Women and Courage Show. As we talk, I want to make a few suggestions to my male and female listeners. Please learn to stop talking so much. Stop talking about your husband or your wife. You do not know who is listening, and you do not know what their intentions are. If you must talk about your husband or your wife, talk to the dog or go outside and talk to the trees. This is how a lot of men and women lose their spouses. Also, keep your mouth shut at work and keep your opinions of your coworkers and your boss to yourself. You are at work to make money to take care of your family. That is all. You're not there to make friends. You're not there to show off or prove to people who you are. Be quiet and please shut up about your future goals. Not everyone wants to see you make it. And most of all, stop talking to your quote unquote best girlfriend or best friend. She or he may not be the person that you think that they are. Every time you get ready to open up your mouth, I want you to remember my words. Shut up. If you do become anxious during the day at work or at play, or you worry all the time, seek the help of a therapist. Believe me, a therapist can help you manage the stresses of life. I want you to know, I do wish you well. I have high hopes for your life. Getting you to improve your life is the goal of the Women of Courage show. I truly want you to succeed and to be happy with yourself, because then you can raise healthy children who will go on to be great achievers. I mention your children because I want you to realize your children are going to derive their ideas for the future from you. They will believe based on the faith they see in you. They will build on the foundation that you set for them, and they will soar based on the dreams you see in them. This transformation is only going to happen if you put effort into rebuilding yourself into the woman or man that you want to be. It is not going to be easy. Change is never easy, but change can be fulfilling and rewarding once accomplished. Fighting against poverty, loneliness, and ignorance is not an easy battle, because to win you must have tenacity and faith, and you must be willing to get up every morning, reciting your affirmations, leaving the house willing to fight for every second of your life. Take pride in your effort to change. Take pride in the reason why you're striving to be the best that you can be. Most of all, share yourself honestly with your children. Share your success and share your failures with them. Explain to them continuously why you spend long hours reading, why you're working 2 jobs, and why you've gone back to school. When you talk to your children in this manner, they will better understand you, and they too will share in your goal to change. The discussion you are now about to listen to was designed to give you tools to help you in your transformation. Listen to this recording often, at home or in your car. Let the information permeate your mind. Practice what it teaches. I want you to see that making a success of your life involves your ability to think. You must think clearly. You should never jump to conclusions or making assumptions. Both of these thought patterns lead to disaster. Success requires clarity of thought. Listen and let the information bathe your mind and transform you. Listen so these ideas reach your spirit, so you will redouble your faith and effort to look forward to soaring in the future. Now to the information I wish to share with you, and God bless you.
At what point did you think this was going to be easy? At what point did you think this was going to be handed to you? This is life. Every moment, every second, as precious as the next. I don't care if you've lost. I don't care if you failed. I don't care if you've hit bottom. As long as that hunger still lies inside, as long as that light still flickers, you fight. We fight for the people that believe in us. We fight for the moments, we fight for the seconds. We fight for the pride. We fight for the dreams. We fight. We always fight. You were built to push boundaries. You were designed to go beyond the breaking point. But somewhere down the line, you got comfortable. You decided settling was the best option. There are no comfort zones on the path to success. There is no wait once you see an opportunity. In this life, we don't walk around our fears. We grit our teeth, we run over those fears. So show me where you come from. Where risk is taken and the pride is won. We don't stop in this life. We don't quit in this life. We push until the day we die. I can tell you, this will be the hardest thing you have ever experienced. That moment when you decide to risk everything to follow your dreams. But when you realize it is possible, that this is no longer a dream, this is a reality, you will change. The hustle will be born. But you need to believe in the process. Countless hours, sleepless nights, leaving nothing on the table, because we can't let this one fail. We won't let this one fail. We grind because we have to now. We push because we have to now. There is no wait for this dream. Every move is calculated, every decision is planned and executed. You've got one shot to make this count. No room for regrets in this life. We dream big, we push big, we grind big, we live big. So tell me, are you dreaming or are you pushing? This right here, this is the moment right before the day starts when you get to look in the mirror and tell yourself who you are. Now, you've been through some dark days, I believe that. But all that pain and struggle, that made the person you're looking at now. So when you walk out of these doors today, I need you to believe in yourself. I need you to believe you are the strongest person walking this planet. They don't know what you've been through. They don't know the grind it took for you to be here. So when you leave here today, I need you to show them. What we need to focus on now is bringing positive energy into the world. The energy that we project every day is the same energy that we get back. We've all seen those people that can walk into a room and they glow. People want to be around them. People feel better being in their presence. That's the energy that we need to create. And once we learn how to do this, our life will be filled with greatness. We will attract that positive energy. And how we do this is by changing our outlook, leading every day with gratitude, thankfulness, optimism. And once you do this, you will see the change. I want you to take a moment and close your eyes. Think about everything positive in your life. Family, friends, a career, your faith. All of this is how you start your day. Every morning you wake up, I want you to think about what is positive in your life. I want you to list 10 reasons of why your life is amazing. And once you do this, you will see the change. You will be the change. You will begin to attract life's blessings. Lead with gratitude. Be thankful. And think positive. I think one thing we can all agree on is how important it is to find time in your life to grow with your personal development, your hobbies, with your profession, to step outside of your routine to explore. We cannot grow. We cannot expect change unless we are willing to try something new. And that's what I want you to focus on right now. Are you willing to step outside of your comfort zone? Are you willing to try something new regardless of the outcome? Because even when you try, and you might not succeed, you still grow from the experience. That's what life is about. Being comfortable even when you're not comfortable. And I promise you, once you start to take those chances, you will begin to attract new opportunities into your life. But trust me, this step is never easy. But what you need to focus on is the end result. Are you content with staying the same, or are you looking for growth? Are you looking for change? Are you looking for opportunity? If you are, this is how you do it. You need to grow. Having a goal or a plan to accomplish something isn't enough. You need to dig deeper than that. You need to tap into your subconscious to begin to reprogram your mind. And you do this through positive affirmations. Short statements that you repeat every day, regardless of your goal,
how big or little. Whether your goal is to make more money, be a better boyfriend or girlfriend, or find a better job, whatever your goal is, you need to come up with short, positive statements about that goal and repeat it each morning. Start by doing this for 5 minutes. And once you begin to do this, you will start to see how the subconscious and conscious mind can work together. You have the potential to do amazing things. And through positive affirmations, you start to build that confidence. Think of all the goals that you've made in the past. Think about the mindset you were in at that moment. It was one of confidence and control. I will be successful in my job. I will make my next promotion. I will meet the love of my life. These are words of affirmation. Now tell me, what are your words? Today, I choose love. From my past, my future, to my family and friends, I choose love. With everything we've got going on in the world today, all the hate and negativity, love is all we have, and it's all we need. If you can start each day with love, you will watch your world change. But the time is now to forgive, to forget, to move on. Do this and your perspective will change. If I know one thing, I would rather live in a world with love and openness than a world full of pain. And it's our choice to believe in something bigger than us. One world, one people, one love. Life is too short for you to be unhappy. Life is too short for you to surround yourself with anything but positivity. And that's what we need to talk about now, dealing with toxic people. Now, we can't change all of our relationships, but we can change some. Some of us might come from families that are not supportive, and some of us come from families and have friends that are very supportive. And that's what we need to figure out now. Who is helping you? Who truly supports you as a person? Who wishes you all the success in the world? Those are the people you need to be around. Those are the people you need to stay connected with. I want you to think about 5 people that you talk to or hang out with the most. Of those 5 people, how many of them are positive influences on your life? How many of those people are helping you build the foundation to your success? And for the people who are not, are you willing to cut them out of your life? Is it worth having people around you that don't believe in you, positive thoughts attract positive outcomes. And until you can change who you let around you and how much they influence you, you will continue down the same path. But the time is now. You can no longer let negative influences impact your goals. Your new chapter starts right now. Think about the positive people. Think about building with them, connecting with them, because they will be the positive influence that you need to help succeed in your life. They will be the driving force for you to live your best life. It's just as important to how you end the day as it is to how you start the day. And that's with positivity. Now, we can't change what has happened today, but we can change our thoughts into tomorrow. Now, before you sleep, you need to make sure you're in a calm state of mind. No phones, no tablets, no distractions. I want you to start thinking about all of your dreams and goals coming true. I want you to really picture how life would be once you meet those goals. How happy would you be? How would your life change for the better if you met these goals? Now you can start to feel the anxiety of the day slowly fade. You can start to feel the heaviness turn to light. And every moment you stay in this calm state, you start to feel better, feel more confident. You start to feel more assured. And this is how you end every day, thinking about your goals, thinking about your accomplishments, thinking about the positive people in your life, all the support you have, all the people wishing you success. This is how you end your day. A calm state with positive thoughts. Your future is now. Visualize it into tomorrow. Oftentimes, we talk so much about the success of something that we don't highlight how important failure can be. Failure is what gives us those real life lessons. And until you've experienced that, you can't truly understand what success means. Because through failure, we begin to understand who we are, what we're made of, what we're willing to do to become successful. Failure is only an event. It does not define you. All it does is create new opportunities for you to succeed. Once one door closes, more will open. But you need to believe that. You need to live life now. Risk everything for your dreams. No matter what the results are, trust in yourself that you will find a way to become successful. In this life, we do not fear failure. we embrace the opportunities that come from it. Think about everything that has been created in this world. If people would have given up after one failure, what would we have? We would literally have nothing. We do not fear failure. We grow from it, we learn from it, and we move on. When you wake up this morning, I want you to think about a few things. In your life, what makes you happy? Is it family, relationships? Is it working or building your career? Is it school or education? What makes you happy every day? What makes you eager to start your morning? Now, while you're doing this, I want you to block any negative thoughts that you have. This is the time of day where you begin to invite positive thoughts into your mind. I want you to think about gratitude, being thankful for the things that you have in your life. Being thankful that you woke up this morning, that you have a job, a place to sleep. Being thankful that you have people around you that truly love and support you. Now make sure when you walk through today, you do it with a positive mind and live by the law of attraction. Believe 100% that positive things will happen throughout the day. And even if things don't go as planned, do not spend time focusing on that. Everything that you want in your life can be achieved. And it's up to you to go out and make it happen. And remember, express positive energy and you will get positive things back in your life. This is how you live by the law of attraction. You need to live life with a purpose. You need to spend the time needed to explore, to find your true passion. There are so many unhappy people in this world not willing to make a change. There are so many unhappy people not focusing on the big picture. 1 out of 3 people are happy with their lives. Think about that for a second. 70% of the people you see every day are not happy. And the majority of that has to do with purpose. People are programmed, wired to be okay with the minimum. People stay in jobs they're not passionate about. They date people who don't support them, hang out with people who don't help them grow. This can't be you. You need to spend the time to discover what your true calling is. What are you passionate about? What do you see yourself doing to make your mark? Are you in a job right now that you're truly happy with? Do you wake up every morning excited to start your day? If not, that's okay. You know now this isn't fulfilling you. But what are you gonna do about it? Are you willing to make a change to help reach your goals? If you are, it needs to start now. Because this won't happen overnight, finding your true calling. But once you do, you will see how everything changes. You will begin to see the quality of your life increase. All those problems you had, they slowly fade. You begin to see how powerful life is with a purpose. Anything that you want in this life can be obtained. You just need to believe. Believe in yourself. You are strong. You are beautiful. You are resilient. You are what we call the women of courage. And your time is now. There are no victims in this life. So I'm asking you, are you ready to make a change? Are you ready to fight for what you want? Are you ready to fight for your dreams? If you are, it starts now. This is the Women of Courage. Resolve is defined as successfully finding the answer to something or making a decision about something. And this is tough for some people, but this is one of the most important things you can do in your life, is deciding firmly and declaring what your purpose will be in this life. Now, you might not have the best job, the best education, or the best family situation, but the starting point to making that change is showing resolve, deciding what do you want to change in your life. Once you make that decision, you can now focus on what steps are needed to make that change. What steps today can you make to see that change happen? Remember, you are the Women of Courage. Today, I want to talk about response. How do you personally respond to a setback in your life? I heard a pastor once say, "Don't let a bad chapter in your life be the final chapter." And that really hit me. How often do we let one bad thing in our life own us? You lost your job, your family left you, you struggle with abuse or addiction. Those things do happen in life, but that's not what you focus on. You focus on the response. How do I move forward now? What do I do now? Real faith is believing in something big, but willing to start small. I want to talk today about commitment, the act of making an agreement or a pledge to do something in the future. Now listen, we are all called by God, and through Him is our strength. So during these times, these hardships, we need to stay committed. Committed to His Word, committed to freeing yourself from the negativity, committed to empowering yourself, bettering yourself, and living your life to the fullest. Through God, all is possible. Once you believe, and once you are committed. You are the Women of Courage. Today, I want to talk about self-control, the restraint exercised over one person's impulses, emotions, or desires. It is easy nowadays to lose control. We eat too much, drink too much, everything is accessible to us. The hard part in life is finding that balance, that presence of mind to know what is good for you, and to live with that discipline. I know through my own journey that when I am balanced, when I'm showing self-restraint, I start moving better. I start thinking better. I become more confident in who I am. And that's what I want you to think about. What can you do to become more balanced, to act on need and not on emotion? Remember, you are the women of courage. Fortitude can be defined as the strength of mind that enables a person to encounter danger or to bear pain or adversity with courage and staying power. Think about that for a moment. Fortitude is the strength you have when you go through adversity. Everyone listening will go through pain, struggle, and disappointment in our lives. That is a fact. But what defines each of us is what we do after that pain, after that struggle and disappointment. Do we lay down and become a victim, or do we rise up and continue to push forward, continue to believe, continue to fight for ourselves? Remember, you are the women of courage. Today, I want to talk about declaration, making the announcement about who you will become. The thing about declaring or making a statement is once you say it, you begin to own it. It becomes yours. Today, I will no longer be a victim. Today, I will begin to make change. Today, I will start to take care of myself. Those are statements that you can own. Do not allow someone else's opinion have the final words on your heart. I want you to declare who you are. Declare who you will become. Today is the day for change. Resilient is defined as someone that can recover from or adjust easily to misfortune. Now I'm telling you, life is gonna throw a lot of things your way. Some will be good and some will be bad. It is easy to be happy and optimistic when life is great. It is easy to be happy when your money's up, when your family's close, when you have a job. But we all know life won't always be like this. So when those dark times start to happen, you need to realize this is just a season to a very long book about your life. You need to realize you are stronger than you think. You can overcome adversity through faith and understanding. You are strong and not alone.
Here's an essay I would like for you to hear. It is entitled, Finding the Light. We would like for you to imagine that you are standing in darkness, but there is a circle of light shining all around you. As you walk, the circle of light moves with you. Now imagine you are walking toward another woman standing in darkness. She is also surrounded by a circle of light. Now, if you continue to walk toward her, your light and her light will overlap. Now imagine that the two of you begin walking toward a third woman who is standing in darkness, but also surrounded by a circle of light. As the two of you approach the third woman, your lights will begin to overlap. Now there are three of you standing together in the light, surrounded by darkness, and you begin walking toward a fourth woman, what do you think is going to happen? The fourth woman's light will overlap the lights surrounding the three of you. Something else is going to happen. The illumination surrounding the four of you will be greater than the illumination surrounding any one woman, increasing your visual perception, allowing you to peer into the darkness with greater accuracy. We believe every woman living in this country has a light surrounding her that can help solve the problems of domestic violence and sexual violence. We believe women must come together with their individual lights out of the darkness to illuminate all the dark shadows and foes hiding this awful crime. If the women in this country and the world begin speaking with one voice to their fathers, to their husbands, to their sons, to their brothers, to their uncles, to their nephews, to their cousins, and to their grandfathers, sooner or later the men in this country and the world will hear us, and they will understand that they must join us in stopping violence against all women. Our voices must become a crescendo, and we must work together. Galatians 6:1, bear one another's burden and rid ourselves of guilt and sin. Some years ago, I read the book entitled Evil Under the Sun. The book was written by Agatha Christie and acted by her most famous detective, Hercule Poirot. Evil Under the Sun was published in England by Agatha Christie June 1941, which means Miss Christie wrote Evil Under the Sun during the Battle of Britain. Think of her tenacity. Her country was at war, yet she sat down and wrote a novel to entertain people. There's a passage in Deuteronomy 30:19 that describes that. Today I am giving you a choice. I am now giving you a choice between life and death, between God's blessing and God's curse. And I call heaven and earth to witness the choice you make. I thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope the production has inspired you to reconsider the life that you are leading and that you reach for much better. The final turning point in my life came 18 years ago when I was 57 years old. It truly was the darkest moment in my life. I mean, the absolute darkest. I was homeless. No one would hire me. I could not get hired as a dishwasher because I tried. I had a child in high school. I had to figure out how to keep his clothes clean and dry with no money. I had to try to figure out a way to keep him uplifted. I did not want to lose him to the streets. He was 16 years old at the age to start using drugs. He was going to a high school with children whose parents were millionaires. The children drove Mercedes and Jaguars to school, and they could afford to use drugs. My son was angry with me because I had lost all our money. I had to figure out something to do. I too was angry and disappointed, and my thoughts were chaotic. I was living in my car. I had my child and a computer. I had lost everything that I had worked for, and I was alone. I did not blame anyone for my situation because all of the decisions I had made up to that moment were my decisions. I did not berate myself or call myself stupid. I just kept asking myself, what are you going to do? I fought to organize my mind. I adjusted my mind to living in the car. I knew I needed time to think of a way out. I had to avoid the police in the morning and in the evening because I had to take my son to school on Square Lake Road in Bloomfield. I was driving without insurance. I had to find a place to park the car at night so my child could get some sleep. I had to defeat the social worker at the school who finally found out my son and I were living in my car. And yes, I outsmarted the social worker. People make the mistake to think just because a person is homeless that they are not smart. That is not true. There are PhDs living on the street. Anyway, I kept telling myself I knew how to fight. I finally decided since no one would hire me, I would hire myself. I would start my own company. I sat down, I wrote out everything I needed to do on a piece of paper, how much money I need, and I worked this out while sitting in McDonald's. I figured out a routine to follow so that we could survive the street. I prioritized everything on the list. I kept telling myself proper preparation prevents poor performance. I kept telling myself who I was. I never used the word failure. I never called myself stupid. I never thought about the fortune that I lost. I never beat myself up, and I never looked back. That is the honest to God truth. I never looked back. I kept asking myself, what are you going to do now? I kept telling myself no one was any better than me. I told myself I was going to win. I did not care what the odds were. I will always respect McDonald's. I did my work at McDonald's in Oak Park on Greenfield and the McDonald's in Detroit on Livernois and 6 Mile. No one at these restaurants said a word to me about spending all the hours I did in their restaurant. I wrote 3 of my books in their restaurant. I refused to go to social service for help because I was not going to allow them to tell me what to do with my son. I was his mother, and that was all there was to it. No woman was going to stand in my face and tell me to accept food stamps and that going to a shelter with sex offenders was what was best for my child. The other restaurant that I stayed in for hours was Ram's Horn on 12 Mile near the highway. My family found out I was homeless when I got sick. I had to give my son to my sister to protect him. I finally found employment. God let me work for a few years. Then he took that job away from me and I was forced to continue to write every day. The point is this. Every morning I got up fighting. I told myself I was a warrior. I told myself who I was and that I was coming off the street, and I did it. It was not easy. Many days I did not eat or bathe, but my child did. I made up my mind if I was going to die, I was going to die fighting. I kept telling myself I shall die fighting. I called on my ancestors. I remembered my mother and my grand aunt. These were valiant women, and I told myself that I would not do any less than them. They loved their children and they fought for their children, and I would do the same. I refused to let that darkness envelop my thoughts. What I just discussed was a brief synopsis of what happened to me while I was living on the street. I kept telling myself who I was. I kept telling myself I was my mother's child. The only thing that I was terrified of was sexual predators. For any woman living on the street, that is your greatest danger. You must make an assumption that any man that you meet on the street at night, you must assume that he is a sexual predator, and you do not let him get any close to you. Remember what I said. Any man that you meet on the street, you must assume that he is a sexual predator, and you do not allow him to get close to you. Please tell your friends and family about our broadcast. and invite them to listen to us every Friday from 3 to 4 p.m. and every Sunday from 8 to 9 a.m. on 88.1 FM WHPR. You can email us at murderedvoices@gmail.com to learn more about our programs and how you can become involved. You can find inspirational articles by the Women of Courage Show by visiting the website touchedbythelight.us. You can read some of our essays on your lunch hour. These articles will help you last throughout the day. They will inspire you not to quit.